You're listening to Additional
played any and everywhere imaginable, like from Lebanon to China.
You can't
to
miss the
Korea.
part when David video called him. He almost collapsed.
Oh, to say that,
he almost collapsed.
Okay, so you went to do that personally. You did the deal.
No.
David just called.
I got a call. David called him from the States.
Speak
He
to
was
me
in the
about it.
States.
Talk to me.
Actually, it was on DM. He sent Dremel just hit me up like, guy, how fun. I said, I did now. My guy, what's in this? So it was like, David needs to speak with you. Like, you have your WhatsApp number. Then I sent him my WhatsApp number. Immediately, David just called me on video call. I don't even know what was the one, but I think he called me with a Yankee number. So I had to pick it up. And I just saw David like
live.
Yeah.
This up like David. He was like looking at me. I was looking at him. I don't even know what to say. He was like.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to another edition of Additional Live, the official Afrobeats podcast here at the Afro Media Studios in London. And I'm joined by a special guest, as always. But before we get into that, big shout outs to everybody that's been supporting, liking, sharing, commenting. We appreciate that. And big shout out to Shoobs.com as well. You know, supporter of Additional Live, the Afrobeats podcast. Make sure you go on Shoobs.com. If you're an events organizer, we're looking to sell out your tickets, your venues. Put it on the platform and people can go on there and get those tickets. And if you're somebody looking for a night out, you know, with the girls or the guys, you can go on to Shoobs.com. There are an array of events that you could go to. Get your tickets out there, Shoobs.com. Make sure you get Shoobs in now. They're speaking to themselves, so if you're watching, you can see that they're speaking to themselves. Olakira, it's too late to be planning what your answers are going to be. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me so much joy and pleasure to introduce in the studio for the first time here in the UK, my brother, Olakira.
Oh, yeah, totally. It's been a long time coming.
It's been a long time coming. Yeah. I'm happy to have you in the studio. And to your right is a man that hasn't appeared in front of cameras before or spoken about anything, but he's been a very good friend of mine for years, working in the industry and creating talents and supporting them to the next level. Label exec, he calls himself, but he's an all-round guy, management, A&R, executive. It's my brother Rob. What's going on, bro?
Nice to be here, bro.
Listen, the label, the outfit is You and I.
Yes, You and I Music.
You and I Music. And before I go into Olakira, Ra, that's been your platform. That's where you've put out music in the past and discovered talents. Talk to me about that stable and what, you know, as best as you can, a little summary of what we've enjoyed from You and I Music.
Yes. First of all, I mean, it was my love for music that took me to Nigeria, basically. You know, having an IT background, you know, studying here, I felt that the music scene in Nigeria would need some kind of boost in terms of trying to support the talents there, because there were mad talents, as you know.
Yeah.
They were coming in and we could feel them all the way, even from London then. Yeah. It was I think that era of Oleku.
Yeah, the Wizkids and Ice Prince.
And I also saw Banky, you know, he did it. He went in there, supported like a whiz.
Yeah.
And he was doing quite well. So I felt like I've always wanted to be an artist, but I was too old. So why not support the young guys and then, you know, just get them up there to push the culture. So that took me to Nige. And, of course, my first act supported was Dotman.
Yeah.
And, you know, he blew up with Akube.
Yeah. And
he did quite well. And, unfortunately, he left. And once he left, you know, we pushed on to Olakira, who was behind the scenes then.
Exactly.
You know, and you've been part of the history.
Yeah, man.
So you know everything. You know, even though, you know, we work him from behind, you and I always communicate.
Facts.
And we share ideas.
Facts.
And, you know, basically the same goal, to push the culture forward.
Absolutely.
To make sure there's success all round.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're happy where we are now. But, you know, of course, we're growing and moving forward, especially with what's happening now with Wizkid and everything.
Wizkid and
it's
everybody.
amazing, yeah.
You mentioned being in the background. Olakira, a lot of people know you now as a singer. Olakira, baby, all of that stuff.
Olakira, quick, kata, baby.
You heard that?
Yeah.
But you've been a producer. You've been someone in the background for quite some time. Let's talk about your journey, getting into music. How did that start? Like, where did that come from?
I started a long time ago. I started in church. Yeah, I was playing musical instrument in church.
Wow.
Play major musical instrument. So then you feel like you want to like sing songs. I think I do R&B more R&B then.
Okay, back then
R&B was huge then. So
yes.
I do R&B and I program on keyboard. And I went to studio to record the song. Then the guy told me that, guy, you can make beats. So like, man, just try. You have the talent. Because I was telling him what to do, like play these beats like this. So I from there I started making beats.
Wow.
So I make my songs, I write my songs, make the beats. Then I work with people too. So that's how I met You and I Music.
Wow.
So we started working as a family. I was in the background. Like the producer and I direct songs and all. So yeah, Dotman, we work on his project, and 2018 I got signed by
as a leading artist.
The honest truth is I didn't even believe in myself, to be honest. Like, because I'm like, guy, what do you want to sing now, man? Like, because I've stopped singing since 2010.
Wow.
I started making beats. I focus more on beats, than singing. All I do is write songs, for people.
Yeah.
Or probably record a song then sell it. But I don't want to do it again.
Talk to me about that part of the industry, because a lot of people don't know that really exists in the industry, where producers or writers like yourself will create a song completely and voice it and do everything and decide to give it to somebody else and take the money to... What's the thinking behind that? What did it feel like sometimes when you felt like you made a great record, but I got to sell this to make some money?
Yeah, to be honest, like we producers, I think, let me just say, it's just part of us too. This guy has a platform already, and you are still trying to. And the honest truth is, the funny thing is, you don't even see yourself. You don't even see the talent. You don't even see the quality of who you are, because you just think you're doing it for fun. Like, I'm making beat and I'm singing, but you don't know that you've got that talent. That's why I see some artists always stick with one producer, like they're working, because definitely the guy is bringing, the producer is bringing some hook, some nice vibe, yeah.
Adds more than just the beats.
Yes, more than just the beat. That's what I do. I remember Akubi. We worked on Akubi for like, we had 4-5 versions of Akubi.
This can life.
Yeah.
Akubi.
That's right. And funny thing about his signing was, I was away on holiday, in Mombasa. Then I came back hearing that Dotman had locked him out of the studio house. Wow. Basically. So he was locked out, and he wasn't able to get back in. Apparently they had taken all his clothes and all his belongings and threw them out. And they were somewhere in the bin, somewhere in the rain. It was a rainy day, so I had arrived, and then I saw him outside, soaking rain.
So you got there and he was outside?
He was outside. He wasn't able to get back in. So it was, it was such a touching scene. And all his belongings were outside in the rain. So he was then the producer. So I felt like, why? He said, well, Dotman has locked him out and everything. So I opened the door with my spare keys and I said, come back in. And, he now said that, they plan to leave and everything. The Dotman wanted to leave the label. And he was in tears. And I remember turning around and telling him that, you know what, no problem, let them go. I'm signing you. I didn't even think about it. It took me just about a minute to make a decision. And he started even crying more when I now said that. I said, I'm signing you, what's the problem? He didn't, like he said, he didn't believe in himself. He didn't believe he could do it. He could be out there. But I saw something. I believed in him because I've always seen him direct the music. I've always seen him harmonize. He's full of melodies. And I thought that it's just support. And there's a lot of people like that in Nigeria. Lot of talent, mad talent. I wish, I could make more of myself just to support, but you can't do everything. Just to bring the
these
youth,
other people to get them
to the front line, because look at the help the youth get here.
Yeah,
the opportunities.
If
you give just
about
half that to
about
Nigerians.
a week ago, I had the opportunity to appear at the UK Parliament.
Oh wow!
Yeah, big. Speaking to a select committee of the Foreign Affairs MP, and we're talking about Afrobeats and its impact. I appeared alongside my brother Patarankin. Shout outs to the Event Horizon crew, and we gave evidence for over an hour on how successful and impactful Afrobeats had been.
Oh, that's
and
brilliant.
I made suggestions on how, they wanted to know what the British government could do to support, to help. Because I felt like the young generation of people in Nigeria that the government ain't doing nothing about have become the bright and shining stars of that country. The
Absolutely.
unofficial ambassadors who have projected the image beyond territories and promoted us to the rest of the world. As we speak, there are at least 10 Nigerian artists on tour in the United States of America, from Wiz to Yemi Alade to Burna Boy to Omale to Rema to Naira Marley to the list goes on, and that has been the bright star from that country over the last 10 years. And we're looking, as I speak, I'm in the process of putting together a paper that will detail how, the foreign governments can look at, if they give Nigeria money on policing and health and security, then they could also say part of that money should be invested in the young creatives, those that absolutely.
That's big.
So I'm
well
currently, writing something down, because they come back to me to ask, to say, the conversation that you had, you raised some incredible points, and would like to respectfully ask what specifically should they take to the foreign office in Nigeria.
Wow.
So that's a major part that we're going to play. But I want to go back to Olakira. Ra said something about, meeting you outside in the rain, having been let down by presumably somebody you had considered a friend. That happens a lot in the music business. What is your story coming into the game? What was your background like? Family? Where exactly were you born and raised? What is that Olakira story?
My full name is Ade Ebenezer. Yeah, I'm from Ogun State, but I was born in Lagos State. So I'm the last born of 7, family of 7. Yeah, and what else? Okay, yeah, I'm a graduate of Moshood Abiola Polytechnic.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did you study there?
Mass comm.
Mass communication. So you should be doing this for a living, my
It don't come
brother.
up about you. But I was really trying before, but now.
That's gone.
Yeah.
But talk to me about Ra. I just wanted, because you mentioned Dotman, you and I worked closely with Dotman. Dotman was somebody that I considered a young brother as well, that we mentored and kind of guided in the scene. We worked on Akube together. We worked on My Woman together. We worked on a lot of those records, and shout outs to some of the dancers that helped us to project that. Yeah. What happened with that relationship?
I felt like he's never really, told me about his decision, but I always respect people because even he was like a son to me. I loved him. I mean, he will tell anyone this. I believe sometimes some people, they speak to, a lot of bad, how do I say, is it peers or friends? And they get bad advice. But to him, at that point, he was so sure of what he wanted. And it wasn't a quarrel. It wasn't a fight. He said...
You wanted more?
Yeah, no, he didn't. I asked him, do we renegotiate
because
this?
I asked him that.
Yeah.
And at that time, it sounded like he wanted better terms or more. But you said you tried to renegotiate.
No, I asked him. I said, "What is it? Tell me. Do we renegotiate? Do we do this? Do we do that?" He said no. He wants to do it by himself.
Wow.
He's not signing. He said, I'm not signing anybody. I can do this myself. And of course you've got to let go once he says that, because I believe in relationships. You can't force it.
Yep.
Especially, it's just like you're with a nice lady.
Yep.
She's got to want you. She's got to love you.
Facts.
You can't force yourself on it.
Man.
So, and if they love...
Been there, done that.
Exactly.
We ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
We ain't doing that
No
more.
more. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So as soon as he says, hey, I want to go, I said, no problem. And even, I had lawyers ring me up, say, oh, let's fuck him. Let's get him, I said, no. Why'd you want to do that? I don't mind. Let him go. The only thing that I know how to do is to go and be successful and move on. And the next person, I had other people in sight, but I wanted to sort of like compensate him for loyalty. Because loyalty, is a scarce
rare in
commodity.
This game.
Yeah, very rare.
Rare in this game.
So I felt like he was loyal. That was the only reason I signed him then. Because I felt like out of all the scheming and the planning to leave the label, because there are some part of the team that left with him. You know what I mean? And, when someone decides that, even though they know that me, boss, I'm not a singer, I'm not an artist, there's no prospect unless I sign somebody else. And then the person still makes a decision and say, I'm going to stick with you, boss. And I wasn't even planning to sign him, but he made a decision to stay. That was the reason why he got kicked out of the apartment. So I'm thinking he didn't, decide to roll with the moving crowd. So I felt like I have to compensate him, somehow. And I said, let's do it,
I want to ask you a question before I go to Olakira. And I think this is a question I asked you on the phone. You and I have been around this block for quite some time, where we've seen talents come into the game with people like yourself who not only invested financially, emotionally, and physically. I've been blessed to have worked with people like yourself, many artists that have become hugely successful.
Sure.
Hugely. If I name some names, people will be shocked at some of the folk that I worked with to push them and become successful. But at the cusp of success, they decided to walk away from those that were a part of that initial success, that understood them at the beginning, that invested into them beyond just a hit record. What are we getting wrong that these young people and some of these guys just, when it's time to really, it's time to eat now, is when they kind of take that walk. And most of them, it has to be said, haven't been able to replicate the success they had previously.
I wouldn't say that we're getting anything wrong. Like everything else, Afrobeat is like a baby. We're growing.
And learning.
We all have a lot to learn. They're not perfect. We that invest, we're not perfect. You see? So what we're trying to do, we're all trying to achieve success. Nobody has been here. This is new territory.
Facts.
For everyone.
Facts.
We learn on the job.
Yep.
And it was our passion that drove us. And so when someone makes a decision, we shouldn't blame them. We can learn from these mistakes. And then sometimes maybe we can all have someone like yourself, for example. You are in a very unique position because you can actually bring together the parties when
Facts.
These things happen.
Facts.
And you must
Facts.
do that. It's a
Facts.
responsibility, I know.
Facts.
You must take it because they trust you.
Facts.
We
Facts.
trust you.
Facts.
So someone like you in the middle could say, guys, come, let's meet.
Facts.
Let's talk. At the table, okay, this is what it is. Because there are things that I realized from my experience. Dotman wasn't able to tell me.
Yes.
But he was able to...
As a boss.
Yeah, he was able to share it with others.
1,000%.
So if someone like you would have been,
Facts.
in the middle to say, hey, Dot, come. All right, talk to me.
Facts.
This is the truth, right? Okay, you talk to me.
Facts.
Let's work this out. This is the only way.
I actually saw that in a couple of relationships after that. I saw that with YC and Tiny, where YC could tell me things that he couldn't share with Tiny. And Tiny likewise, and you know, I saw that with Sean Tizzle.
That's it.
You know, I've seen it a couple of times, and I'm just thinking, you know, recently I've seen that with CK and Chocolate City. You know,
and you're seeing it because you're in that position.
Yeah, and these are projects that I've been a part of to success. That just breaks my heart now. That Joe, it's time for us to eat, and all of a sudden, everybody for one or two reasons, we've gone separately. But I just wanted to ask you that. But Olakira, let's talk you. I got the email in 2018, June, that said that you and I had decided to sign you as an artist. 2 records came straight with that email. You know, that was the beginning of that story. You said you didn't believe in yourself initially, but when you put pen to paper and it was time for you to go,
with a lot of push.
What was that like? Personally, knowing that now you're the franchise player, you are the face of the label, and even if you didn't believe in yourself, somebody else believed in you. Sure. What was that like, and how did you start to take that step?
Yeah, you know, when I released the first song, Hey Lover and Flirty Signal, the response was massive. Like, I'm like, first song, no, so I'm like, guy, you can do this. Like, man, there's nothing impossible. The turn up was really impressive. So that's how I started. Like, okay, I think I can still do this. Like, let me make this a full thing. You know, like, yeah. So
and I think the project, the project followed, isn't it? The first EP kind of like.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
The first EP. I got that
Wakanda
email too.
Jollof,
Wakanda Jollof. I've got that
right.
too. So, are you still producing your music?
Yeah.
Or your work? So you're still doing?
Even sometimes I make beat. Then if I feel like I'm not feeling it, I might just send it out to another producer to, you know, because you can't do it all alone. You know.
Yes.
It's very competitive.
Yeah. You know, he produced Maserati by himself.
Yeah.
You didn't know?
I can't remember. Yeah.
He produced.
Yeah. Listen, let's talk. Well, you dropped the project. You know, you're working now as an artist. Things are starting to blossom, and you're in the studio, Maserati in your mind. Talk to me about where that even came from.
Yeah, to be honest, I really like that brand, that vehicle brand. Like, I really like the brand. So I think I've used that particular line for a song before.
Another song.
Yeah,
you always sing about Maserati.
Yeah.
He's always in his lyrics.
So that one, it just came like, I started with somebody needs somebody, my body, because I feel like that was during lockdown. And I feel like we need each other to just make this.
Be motivated.
Yeah. So I was just like, I just started vibing, and hoping my Maserati just came in, and I'm like, yeah, this is sounding better. I started with the beat. I started with the beat before the recording.
Before you put the voice in that.
Yeah. So
and when you submitted that, so did you catch him whilst he was making it, or did he just send it to you as a record that had been completed?
Oh, he sent it to me, but
nice.
You know, it wasn't completed.
Yeah.
But he sent it to me, and then funny thing, we had already recorded 2 records, and there was one particular one that we had gone to shoot a video for with Clarence, and I just
with Clarence Peters, that's the creme de la creme of music videos in Africa.
Yeah, we had just finished shooting the video. Then he sent me the song. I said, "Oh, why'd you do this to me? I have to cancel that video because I'm dropping this one."
So you knew straight that there was something.
Goosebumps. You know how it is.
Facts.
Goosebumps.
Facts.
Couldn't. Immediately, I drove back to the studio. I said, let's finish this. Make sure we drop this. We went back to Clarence. And I remember Clarence saying, oh, no, boss, drop that one. It's okay. Drop it. It's a good... And the video, we still have the video to today.
You haven't dropped it yet?
We haven't dropped it. You know, beautiful song, but, you know, a lot of things has happened. So, you know, Clarence agreed eventually, and that's it. That's why we dropped it. And we were right. You
dropped the record, started moving straight away. I remember when you called me and you told me that, yo, you just confirmed the deal, a remix with the
David.
baddest. I remember that call. Talk to me. When Now Maserati is moving. Obviously, you're seeing the response not locally, but internationally. What does that do to a young man where you're in your room and you're getting social media responses from around the world? This record is taking a complete turn that you never imagined. What was that feeling like?
Oh, don't let me use this word. I feel on top of the world. But I feel good. Like, I feel so good. Like, it's like hard work pays. You know, when we were in the studio trying to make this sound together, and this is the result. So sometimes you just have to keep working because you don't know when it's your turn. You know? Yeah, so I feel like that's the right time. Like, for the, you know, like he said, I've been through a lot, you know, so it's really a privilege. Yeah.
It's rewarding to see that. And when that David remix came, a lot of people were jealous because they wanted that remix. A lot of people, I know a lot of people, they hit me up, they're like, oh man, OBO on that record. It's almost like a cheat code. But that must have been a second kind of wind. I know we spoke recently and you told me that the remix videos are like 30 million, and how many million views?
Now it's going to 40 million.
The remix video.
The original too is about 40 million. Even the cartoon is about 18 million. We had a cartoon.
That's gone now.
Yeah.
Now you have gone from a relative unknown to a global star where your record is being played any and everywhere imaginable, like from Lebanon to China.
You can't miss
to
the
Korea.
part when David video called him. He almost collapsed.
Oh, to say that.
He almost collapsed.
Okay, so you went to do that personal. You did the deal.
No.
No.
David
just
called.
called.
I got a call. David called him from the States.
Speak
He
to
was
me
in the
about it.
States.
Talk to me.
Actually, it was on DM. He
Yeah.
sent Dremo just hit me up like, guy, how fun. I said, I do now. My guy, what's in this? So it was like, David needs to speak with you. Like, you have your WhatsApp number. Then I sent him my WhatsApp number. Immediately, David just called me on video call. I don't even know it was the one, but I think he called me with a Yankee number.
Yeah.
So I had to pick it up, and I just saw David like
Live.
Yeah.
What's in this up? Like David, he was like looking at me. I was looking at him. I don't even know what to say. He was like. Then he was like, man, I like your song. I like this song. No, I did already now. Turn up. You know me, I'm always in the studio. I quickly bounce the instrumental, send him the creative space, and boom. That very day, he recorded that song that very day. In that very day. And he even called me around 2. I was in the studio working on a song. He just called me on video call. They were in the studio recording the song. I said, I'm done. I was like, yeah. It was...
Honestly, I mean, I don't know David personally, but I love that guy.
He's a special
You
guy.
know that
I've said it a million times.
You know that happened
He's a special
with
guy.
Dotman as well. He reached out, after Akube. During Akube.
With that song,
Yeah, he reached out. Lovely. I mean, this is what I'm saying, that we just have to support each other. And when you have someone like that, just reaching out to the youngsters, even people like us from behind the scenes, he may not see us, but we appreciate that.
Facts.
We know the challenge, the industry. So when you have the big boys saying, hey, guys,
I like your song.
Oh, man.
And you work it.
Enough respect. And he doesn't, and I remember him, Kira telling me that, David wants to shoot the video, wants to do everything. I said, really, we don't want to take advantage of people. You know what I mean? It's so good of him.
That he's already done.
He's making that proposition.
Yeah.
So imagine if I wasn't in the scene, because he didn't know.
He was just ready to
he was
bless
going
him
to take
like
care
that.
of it. You know what I mean? So that's a really good sign. If we can have more of that, we're all we have.
Facts.
We don't have anybody else. And the only way to go is forward, is up. We can do it easily if we had people like that.
Facts.
Imagine you had about 10 of those in the industry. Everybody will be happy with each other. And the competition is healthy.
Yeah.
It's good.
Healthy competition,
Yeah,
but
because
support.
Yeah, support.
I saw Drake speaking to J. Cole, and he told J. Cole, because J. Cole had in a lyric where he said, everybody talks about 1, 2, and 3, and they put Kendrick and Drake before me. And Drake said, I just want to say in front of your fans and the rest of the world that you are a king. You are better than any one of us. We appreciate your lyrics. We support. We love you. The competition is there. With Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake, everybody talks about the three GOATs of this era. However, they all respect and appreciate each other and support each other.
That's it. Yeah.
And I believe that that's where we need to take this Afrobeats thing to make it just cross the line a little bit more. And Davido, I posted on my Instagram last week, I said, he's a special man that I'm still going to talk about in the future. But people need to just recognize that. For now, Davido is a special guy.
Oh, yeah, he is.
And it's because of things like this that a lot of those Instagram trolls don't know.
Don't know. Yeah,
That he
They
does.
will never understand.
Someone was commenting below, and I said to that person, I said, there are so many times he has showed up for the culture when he didn't have to. Davido, at the peak of his career, just selling out the O2 Arena, came to do a free show for me in North London. Yes, it's on.
At the peak.
He had just finished 24 hours after selling out the O2 Arena, 20,000 screaming fans. I called Davido that I was putting something together. I just wanted him and the DMW boys to show up. And it was a 500 capacity event. It was free entry, so people could just come in for free. And David did not only send everybody from Mayokun, Zlatan, everybody. He came to perform.
Wow.
He performed. He had a paid performance that night in Colchester. They had to show you how bad it was. Smade had to come and tell me that, please go and encourage David to start living now to that performance, because he was happy where he was, performing for free for 500 people after 20,000 capacity 48 hours before. Are you kidding? Show me another one that can do that.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, so when you say somebody is special, you know, stories like this needs to be told.
Absolutely.
Now, Olakira, Maserati has become one of the biggest things in the world. I'm seeing some of the most beautiful women dancing to this stuff. Even I, at the point, I wanted to claim I sang the song. That's how crazy it was. Listen, I was going to say, listen, Olakira, it's me. I'm the one called, it's still me. What's the love been like? I asked you already. The DMs must be crazy, brother. What's going on in the DMs? How has the love been since the ladies? Because for some reason, it felt like, even though it was a Maserati and you're talking about a car and stuff, but the women just, they took that record and ran with it. Like it was, maybe the Maserati was them or something. I don't even know what exactly the women just fell in love with it. What has been the reaction? You know, what has that been like to get that much love from women around the world?
It is really, really, really amazing.
Are you single?
Single? I'm single and I'm still searching.
Are you single? What? Why? Wait, this is one of the reasons why most women in Africa hate Nigerian men, because they claim that when they ask us a direct question, are you single?
But I'm single, actually.
We are always, is it yes or no?
Yes, I'm single and I'm searching.
Are you sure that you're not entering Yawa later on because of this thing?
Bros, we did. For real.
But since then, you know, I heard my brother Ra told me that we got a situation with the Maserati. When the Maserati was blowing up, I was thinking, yo, this car company needs to reach out. What's going on? We need to cut a check with these dudes. And I felt like maybe they were not, you know, maybe they just didn't feel Afrobeats or they didn't care about us, because the video was beautiful. The song was a running commercial. But Ra, you got something to tell me, brother. Talk to me, bro. What are we talking about?
Boy. Well, I'm not allowed to say all the details.
Yes.
But yeah, there's a deal. There's a deal. Shout out to them. I mean, they flew everyone first class to Dubai.
Wow.
Yeah, really, really good people. So the details, all I can say now is he won't no longer required to buy a car anymore. Anywhere in the world.
Are you for real?
Anywhere in the world.
Down anywhere in the world, he's going to be up in a Maserati.
Anywhere in the world. But The details, they will announce the details.
Wow.
Themselves.
Listen, when I was on my way here, somebody sent me a video of BT Sports doing a rundown of League One, and they were using Dumebi in the background.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just posted it on my Instagram, and I said, this is where we're now talking.
Mm-hmm.
The licensing money is now starting to look good, and to hear, information like the one you're just talking about now brings even a bigger smile to my face. Congratulations to you and I Music. My brother Ra, we've been through the trenches together, so I know what it means to you to be able to do it again. A lot of people have had success once, and to replicate that success has been one of the most difficult and challenging things in this world. So to have been blessed with another incredible talent in my brother Olakira, I think you deserve, to sip some champagne. I beg.
Yeah.
Because it's a jungle. But Olakira now, what's the next step? You had the deal, you have the label backing, you have hit records, you've had a monster record, which sometimes becomes too heavy for a lot of artists. Yeah. But when you are talented, like I say to a lot of people, you should think of yourself as a factory.
Yes.
Just keep on producing stuff. Mm-hmm. Another one is gonna catch fire.
Definitely.
What's next for you?
I just dropped an EP.
Yes.
For play.
Yep.
Yeah. But I'm working on an album as well.
That's the album is the real meal.
Yeah.
The EP was to keep us engaged.
At least, let them chill with that. But the album is the real deal. Like, I've been really working on. I had to come everywhere I've been going to. I go with my gadget. So right now I'm recording, link up with artists. I'm open to work with people.
Whilst in the UK.
Yeah.
We're gonna definitely make that happen. Ra, finally. You have Olakira. I'm sure when the record was ringing off around the world, your phone should have been ringing. The record labels, the big hawks and lions are flying around right now, From Atlantic to Warner to Sony to Universal. They're looking at Africa. They're looking at everything moving. I bet they must have been calling your phone.
Yeah, definitely. We had a lot of labels reach out because we don't consider ourselves as labels.
Yes,
as you
like
know, we're just managing. You know, so we call ours a management.
Yeah.
So I mean, the way we work in our team is we just work together. There's no like, this is the label. It's more or less we're all together as a team. And what we're trying to do is hoping that the big labels,
the big machines,
they reach out. Yeah. And we understand them, so what we want to do is make as much noise as possible. So they notice us.
On your own.
We thank God with Maserati, yes. Yeah. A lot of them reached out. Some of the deals we're not happy with, so we didn't sign. And some we're considering. And we're also looking at maybe just doing like joint ventures.
Yes.
Because that's where I think, from my experience, seeing what's happened with others, I don't want to wait for people to make decisions. Yeah. We want things quick. You know how we do it.
You want to still have that kind of power.
That's it, yeah. So I believe eventually we will sign up with something that makes sense for us as a unit. Because if I'm going to Sony, I'm taking him with me. And if he's going, he's taking me with him.
Facts. That's how it's supposed to be.
That's how we're playing it.
Because you're the one that knows how to really work him.
Yeah.
If they come into the game, that was another thing I said at the parliament, that we need the industry professionals to be in the room. We don't want, just because, with all due respect, you're an African brother and sister, that they can chuck you in front of us and tell us how to run it. No. We want people that have been within that genre. You won't do that to grime. You wouldn't do it to hip-hop and bring a Shopsy do just because I live in London, come and handle grime.
Or give instructions from South Africa. Yeah.
You're going to give the grime people, the hip-hop people, do that with Afrobeats. Don't just plug nobody, go speak to your people. No. Come to us, speak to the professionals on the ground. Let us that's what we're fighting for. Until we get that, we're going to get the right cakes. We're going to get the right exposures. Right now, we're winning off of a whim and the talent.
Brilliant. Absolutely.
Imagine if the people that really know how get into those positions. Then the label's gonna make money. You're not making nothing yet. Trust me.
That's facts.
Facts. So that's what we need. But anyway, thank you very much for joining us on this special edition. My brother Ra, You and I Music, and the incredible Up in My Maserati.
Olakira.
Thank you.
Right. Right.